These players have such a poor mentality. Just over a year after that interview with Piers Morgan, Cristiano Ronaldo is vindicated. Manchester United is a club in trouble, and day after day we are beginning to see this. And now the latest is an episode showing exactly how poor the mentality of these players are as they have proceeded to leak information from the dressing room to media, resulting in the banning of several journalists, top journalists from covering Manchester United press conferences. But also, most importantly, it seems there is a massive player power at Manchester United. Welcome to the Hotspot. My name is Webb, and here I am to give you the top 3 things Cristiano Ronaldo was right about when he broke that interview with Piers Morgan that shook Manchester United, but most importantly, started something that I think will thank him for the greater good as Manchester United supporters. Now, first of all, I will start off with a big one. We know what's happening. There clearly seems to be a bad player power at Manchester United as players are beginning to fall apart and try to push out the manager Erik ten Hag, saying some do not want or agree with his methods, some have got issues with his work rate. Clearly, what Cristiano Ronaldo said. Cristiano Ronaldo, in his interview with Piers Morgan over a year ago, said, as he was forcing his way out of the club, he said among the things he observed when he went back to Manchester United was the poor mentality of most of the players. They report late to training. Nemanja Matic proved this, speaking this about Paul Pogba and Jadon Sancho. Do I need to tell you where their careers ended after that, after Manchester United? Paul Pogba is no more. Jadon Sancho is banished from Manchester United. It shows you if you have the bad mentality in this game, you won't last. Ronaldo said it, that these players of today, only a few of them will play at the top level at up to 30 years. Only a few of them because they don't have the mentality. The same mentality he was talking about is players complaining about training. Cristiano Ronaldo was the oldest player at Manchester United, but he was there, always the first to arrive at training in the morning and always probably the last to leave, working hard every day. No wonder up to now he's towards 40, tending towards 40, but he's still scoring goals for fun because he had the right mentality. And he says that these players did not care, even when they had him, the best player in the world for more than 2 decades, right there with them. These players were not making use of him. Only Diogo Dalot, he singled him out, was a player who had the professionalism and mentality of a top star. And clearly, I think all of you will agree, Diogo Dalot is one of the most improved players at Manchester United. That's why he's playing position per position. On the right today, next time he's on the left, we could see him perhaps playing in the midfield or in the centre back one day because he has got the right mentality. Cristiano Ronaldo, again, being vindicated. He spoke about the players not working hard. They want to get things on a silver platter. These are things Ronaldo spoke about in that interview. Clearly, that's what we are seeing. We've been talking about how lazy United players are. They don't work hard because they just can't. That's how they are. And those are some of the disappointments and frustrations he saw when he went back to Manchester United. And now we are beginning to see the ripple effects because the worst thing to happen to any club and to any manager is for the manager to lose control of the dressing room. Because if you cannot control the players, then what are they going to play? What are they going to deliver? They can't play for you, so they will force you out, and that's exactly what is beginning to happen to Erik ten Hag. Number 2, key thing that Cristiano Ronaldo mentioned that we saw eventually that he was actually right about was the Glazers only caring about the money and the business and not the sports at the club. And people were saying, how can he say this in the media? Eventually, that's why we are seeing Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming up now to take over the footballing matters at the club because Cristiano Ronaldo exposed Manchester United and the Glazers because he clearly, when we went back, there was no change in anything. It shows you they didn't care about the football. And that is why we are seeing this rot that has been too deep at the club that it is even making Erik ten Hag look like a bad manager. Because every decision that he has got to make, drastic decision, is going to be scrutinized and people will start judging him. Of course, the players who are used to failing managers who come, players who are used to things happening the way they've been happening, coming late. Imagine players, Paul Pogba, you're a Manchester United player and report late for training. How does that happen at that level? It shows you a club without a structure. And this is exactly what Erik ten Hag is trying to solve. And people are taking sides, siding with certain players who do not want to respond to the brutalness and ruthlessness of Erik ten Hag. And I'm here to assure you, whereas results are not coming for Erik ten Hag, and I'm one of those who every day come here and criticize him for the poor choices he makes, poor selections, I know for a fact that the character of Erik ten Hag is the character needed to sort a couple of things to do with Manchester United. It might look ruthless, but you need that level of ruthlessness to be able to grind things out of these players. It is sad that he fell out with Cristiano Ronaldo the way he did, but it was probably because Cristiano Ronaldo, like he said, he felt like Erik ten Hag was his ego was scratched a bit the moment he arrived. I think he was intimidated by Cristiano Ronaldo, and you would understand it. Who wouldn't be intimidated by Cristiano Ronaldo being there and you're their manager? This guy has won everything. He's a star even to Erik ten Hag. Certainly you will be intimidated. And if you're a character like Erik ten Hag, but maybe you might want to force him out. But it is probably, and Cristiano Ronaldo said it, him being forced out of United was beyond Erik ten Hag. It was from the club, because clearly they knew that Cristiano Ronaldo saw the rot that the Glazers had put the club in, and probably he was telling them, because that's the charismatic kind of guy he is. That's his character. He will speak his mind up, up. He will speak up his mind. So you come out and tell them, and they didn't like that because it would disorganize the rest of the team. So they're like, let's force him out. And Erik ten Hag had to be the one implementing their dirty deals. The way Erik ten Hag is the one, as the manager, implementing and defending every right and wrong decision he is forced to make. For example, being forced to play Marcus Rashford because the Glazers, who only care about money, need Marcus Rashford playing for them to be selling shirts, because to them, he was the poster boy of the club. So you clearly see the rot, and this is the third thing I wanted to point to that Cristiano Ronaldo mentioned. He mentioned so many points, but this is one relevant to what we are seeing now. He mentioned about the instability at the club and the fact that this club had stopped and there was no progress at all, and there is need for a complete overhaul of the whole institution of Manchester United for it to move forward. And that's exactly what we are seeing being done, because Sir Jim Ratcliffe is coming in to sort the football, because Ronaldo said the Glazers don't care about the football, they only care about marketing the club. That's making money, the business, that's all they care about. Ronaldo spoke about overhauling the club and the structure around the club, and he related Sir Alex Ferguson's era to David Gill and how great a man he used to be and how important he was for the success Manchester United got. For Erik ten Hag, the manager and the club, the structure around was a mess, and that is why when Sir Jim Ratcliffe comes in, the first thing is to bring in a new CEO, a new director of football, a sporting director, and change the structure around the manager, because even the structure is exposing Erik ten Hag, and he's having to deal with so many things, and obviously certain things will go wrong. And it's unfortunate that clearly the things that are going wrong are those that directly affect the players. And if that happens, then who is going to play? They won't play for you. So that's the situation with Manchester United. The biggest thing now is that we have seen that the players at Manchester United have got the wrong mentality, a very poor mentality. Ronaldo only mentioned Diogo Dalot and Lisandro Martinez as the two players with the right mentality, and Casemiro, of course, who is experienced because they played together and won things at Real Madrid. So that's the rot at Manchester United that Erik ten Hag has got to deal with. How on earth is that going to happen? But clearly, for me, the most important thing is that now we see the magnitude of the problem we've got at this club. And with this, where we are now, with the player power at United, it is going to be a big test of character for Erik ten Hag. And I'm certain he will have the full backing of the board and everyone at the top of him, because this is the ultimate test. And if we pass this, if Erik ten Hag passes this player power test, because it's a difficult one for any manager, more so if you've got a bunch of young players who can't play, who are complaining, lazy players complaining about the managers running and tactics, trying to get them fit to play football. What will happen if they play for Pochettino? Because Pochettino's football is about maximum fitness. What will happen? So these are lazy players earning a lot of money, and they are seeing a manager exposing them. They want to push him out. That's exactly what Cristiano Ronaldo, who fell out with Erik ten Hag, was talking about. And right now, we are seeing it. Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. I'll catch you later, fam.